expert who's going to help us talk about one of the most important things of our practice, how we run it, how we manage it, how we lead it. I'm here with new key resource and sponsor. So glad to have him, Wes. Wes, your first time on the show. Share with us, what do you do to do this? Someone's like, you work with Dental Nachos. It's just this, crying, not crying, or crying less. So what do you guys do? What's your company? So proud to have you as a sponsor. Would love to hear more. I think you might be muted there, Wes. Sorry. No worries. I'll just do
some. Can you hear me?
We're good. Yeah.
All right. Dr. Nacho, thanks for letting me be on the show. Really appreciate that. So our company is called Practice CFO. And as it sounds, it is a CFO service for practice owners. We specialize in dental. That's pretty much exclusively who we work with. And we're trying to give them access to something that normally only large enterprises have, which is a strategic financial advice to sort of structure a global financial plan, both inside and outside of their practice. And ultimately, at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is help doctors become financially independent earlier in life. By running their practice like a great business and then converting the success in their practice into personal financial success. Awesome. And so what we do specifically is we will do business and personal financial planning. We will do the accounting. We are a CPA firm. CPA stands for Certified Public Accounting. We do the accounting work. We do the tax work. We oversee the payroll. But the CPA side is simply an engine of data for us. It's the way that we organize our x-rays to then sit down every 3 or 4 months with our doctors in what we call a board meeting. And we look at everything from their collections to all their overhead categories. We set budgets. We talk about hiring. We talk about their lease, their building, their debt structure. And then we sort of optimize everything or traffic control, all their cash flow, so that at the end of the day, they have more money coming out of their practice to stay in their personal pocket, saving taxes, etc.
Well,
so that's what we do.
I want to disappoint you. You know what I like to do after a long day of dentisting and hearing complaints and crying inside? I like to open up my QuickBooks and enter in all my stuff. Just kidding. I don't want to do any of that. One of the things my dad said to me, I worked with him for 11 years, and amazing dad, amazing mentor, passed away a few years ago. But he said, dentistry is my profession. It is not my hobby. So it was very helpful to me because he did not make record basis after hours, and he outsourced stuff to people who did things all day long. And this is so valuable. Walk me through a little bit. You could tell a story of someone you've helped of, we got a stressed out but successful practice owner, doesn't really have his or her arms around the finances. They hire practice CFO. What does this look like with implementation? And then also, what kind of investment are people making into this, monthly or yearly?
Yeah, typically a monthly fee, and it ranges somewhere around $1,100 to maybe $1,500 as a CFO. So think of, I'm getting a CFO for that amount. Now, what we do is we meet typically 3 to 5 times during the year to address all the financial subjects. We have an agenda. We're sort of leading that, guiding it, learning from you. And then what the CFO does, we literally call ourselves CFO advisors. We have 5 of them here. They're all CPAs. Is the CFO meets with the doctor, sets up a plan around their debt, their taxes, their cash flow, their personal budget, their 401k, all that stuff, and then goes back to the team who's all here in our office. We got 26 people. Nice. We have an accounting department, a 401k specialist. We have a tax department, and make sure that everything is working according to that sort of master plan. So a quick story is most of our growth, we started 2013, most of our growth has come from representing buyers into a practice, partly because of my age. I just sort of connected with people who are in their 30s and whatnot. They're buying a practice. And so we represent them. We do the due diligence for them, and we go through that process. Well, one client who's always told me, Wes, share my name all you want. His name is Dr. Weston Spencer. And Dr. Spencer has a practice in La Jolla. I'm down here in San Diego. We work with clients all over the country, but he's here in La Jolla. And he was associating with the doctor, and he wanted to buy the practice. And the doctor said, great. But they didn't know what to do or how to do it, where to even get started. So I basically came in and I structured that transition plan. I did evaluation that they both agreed with. I helped him through the lending and the lease assignment. I coordinated with the attorney. And ultimately, he stepped into ownership after about 3 or 4 months. And then since then, he has expanded his office. He's had so many things going on. And he went from doing, let's just say he's literally doubled his monthly collections over the 5 years. That's so awesome.
I mean, what that story you share, and so great you could share it. It's so dentist, right? It's like let's start a band together. And then it's like, does anyone know where we buy instruments, right? And that's the business side of dentistry, and it's not dentist's fault. They literally ignore it in our training. And to me, it's so toxic because I have this basketball here to represent my failed dreams because I wanted to play in the NBA. Also, can't palm a ball. This is a 6-year-old's ball. But imagine if you only taught dribbling in dental school and then you got into the NBA and you had to shoot and pass and manage. And that's what you guys are doing for practices. And it's at such a reasonable cost to be able to implement this into your practice. I mean, I really appreciate you sharing this. How, we have your text code, text CFO to 215-543-645 to learn more. I'm into this JDD, just do the demo, right? What will people do when they text that in and connect with you and your team? What is that? Is there a complimentary call? Do they share information with you? Tell us about those details.
Yeah, complimentary calls. If they're looking to buy a practice, we'll do a free analysis of that practice for them to answer the questions. What are they going to take home after overhead, debt, and taxes? Okay. We've evaluated literally thousands of practices for dentists over the years, but they're going to get a CFO advisor, one of the 5 of us, who's going to meet with them and learn about their circumstances and then decide, is there a good fit? And we're not a good fit for everybody, and we're somewhat selective too in who we work with. We are better with the larger practices, but I just want to say, if they're an associate or they're in dental school, what we're likely going to do is send them to our program called associatesonfire.com.
Nice.
That's associatesonfire.com. It is a free financial education platform that I spent 2 years on that has videos and podcasts and downloadable resources to help associates confront all those financial questions that they're faced with that they never learned anything about in dental school, to then really get ready to be a practice owner and do so in a really sort of educated way, because it's really the ones who understand the business side of dentistry. I find those are the ones who financially really get ahead, and we're trying to give them the tools to be able to do that. So associatesonfire.com, they can sign up, awesome. Add in their profile. We'll connect with them and help them that way.
It's such a great resource, and we need more people. I'm a very abundance-minded thinker. More people doing these good things out there for dentists, because our field, we have 150,000 dentists, and we need people like what you're doing to help them step by step. Because if you make a misstep, we sell practices, we coach buyers, and if you make a misstep, it's the most important decision of your life. And you can change lab. Dentists will spend more time figuring out what lab they want to use than what practice they want to buy. And they just don't realize how important that decision is. So what you guys are sharing is so great. Truly,
we're just trying to help them think big picture, know how to allocate their time to the things that really matter and what to delegate to other areas. But we're really excited for the program and hope that some of the Dental Nacho members can learn more about it.
Just do the demo. Reach out to Wes and his team. Really appreciate you sharing. Thanks for being on first episode here at Talking Nachos. Want to start a basketball team if you're good? I'm starting one for the dental world. I'm just joking. Just me's on it right now. But thanks, Wes, so much. Hang around to the end of the show. One more time. People just want to go to your direct website. What's the best website for that?
So our main website is www.practicecfo.com. That's stands for Chief Financial Officer. And our Associates on Fire is www.associatesonfire.com.
I commend you for getting that URL. I'm surprised it was available. So great URL for your practice. Awesome. Thanks so much, Wes. Really appreciate it.